Hey my beautiful Capricorn peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Sam from CancerMoonsTarot. I'm coming at you guys with your February 2022 tarot reading. As always, readings here are general, so if they resonate, that's awesome, and if not, it's not your message. And if you want to check out my official social medias, you're more than welcome to. That's going to be linked down in the description below. So Capricorn, before we start today's video real quick, I just wanted to show you guys two things I think you would really enjoy. First off, we have here the Mercury Survival Candle, and we also have here the Moving Forward Soap. Both of these products are crystal healing products, and the intention behind them is to make your Mercury retrograde a hell of a lot easier. So if you're interested, click the first link in the description below. It'll give you all the information you need to know about both of the products. It'll tell you everything from pricing all the way to what it's made of and how it benefits you. So definitely feel free to check it out. So Capricorn, how are you, baby? I hope you're well. And let's see what we got going on. Starting out with the current energies for Capricorn for February 2022. What current energies do we have for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout February 2022. What current energies do we have for Cappy? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout their February 2022. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look, okay? We got here the High Priestess, we also got here the Eight of Swords, and we got here the Page of Wands. So, taking a look at your vibes so far, High Priestess, Eight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. For a few of you guys, you could be connecting with a Pisces, or you might have Pisces somewhere in your charts. Now, High Priestess all the way to the Eight of Swords. On an intuitive level, I feel like your higher self is kind of calling out to you, and not necessarily just calling out to you, but almost as if it's pointing out to you, Capricorn, why are you in this situation? Because the Eight of Swords is a feeling or a sense of being trapped, and it's almost as if your higher self is saying, you know you could remove yourself from the trap, you know you can remove yourself from what's making you feel stuck in your life right now. What's next to that Eight of Swords and High Priestess was the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is that energy of feeling a lot more free. Not really feeling trapped, not really feeling stuck, more so feeling as free as you could be. Kind of imagine like walking outside and having the sunshine basically hit your face after being in a dungeon for like 10 days, you know? That would be probably one of the best and most freest feelings you could have. So with all that being said, Capricorn, you know, High Priestess here, Eight of Swords, your higher self is saying, Capricorn, you're in a position of where you're feeling stuck, but you don't have to be. You could be the Page of Wands instead. You can claim your freedom instead of being trapped in whatever current situation you feel trapped in. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look at this. First things first, let's clarify that Eight of Swords. Why is Capricorn feeling trapped, or what is it exactly that they're feeling trapped in? Alright, why do we got the Eight of Swords here for Capricorn? What's making them feel stuck or trapped? And we have here the Four of Cups, and we have here the Chariot. I'm hearing for a few of you, maybe you feel like your future is being denied, or your future is not aligning for you or working out for you. It's kind of like, I feel stuck because it's like no matter how hard I try to move forward, it's almost like my request is denied, you know? That's the energy that I'm feeling here for you. It's like I feel like I keep putting in a request, and every time I put it in, and I'm doing all the right things and taking all the right steps, it's denied. For example, have you guys ever had an instance where you're putting in payment information on your computer and you fill out the card correctly, everything is correct, and then you click process payment, and then it just says, sorry, there was an error, there was an error, there was an error. There is no feeling as annoying as that, okay? That is probably one of the most annoying things to ever deal with. So essentially, that's kind of how you're feeling about your future. It's like, all right, I'm doing everything right, I'm putting all my card information correctly, and then I'm hitting process payment, and then it's saying, error, sorry, this can't happen, this can't work. So it's basically how you're feeling here, like, no matter what I'm doing, I'm setting myself up for success. I'm doing all the right steps that I need to take for my future to align for me, but I just feel so much resistance. I don't feel like I'm getting to the path that I want to get towards. So remember, there is that old saying, right? Take the path of least resistance. I do feel like that would be really good, viable advice for you coming into your month of February. Taking the path of least resistance in your life is definitely going to be the first part of getting you unstuck, Capricorn, okay? Now, I'm not sure what future you're trying to align for yourself. I'm not necessarily sure what that's talking about on a specific way. I mean, let's say some of you Capricorns are trying to line yourselves up for a job. Maybe some of you Capricorns are trying to line yourselves up for a relationship, and maybe none of it's working out no matter how correctly you try to go about it. Just remember, whatever resists, genuinely persists. So if you're dealing with a lot of resistance, usually what you get back is still more resistance. So taking the path of least resistance is always going to be the best opportunity, because I've learned in due time, if the universe is showing rejection, it's for my own protection, right? I say that term all the time, especially for those of you that have been following me for a long time. Rejection is God's protection. Whenever things are resistant to you or are not working out in your favor, chances are it's because you actually deserve so much more. And you deserve something so much better. So instead of taking that path, the universe is trying to steer you into a better path that may not have been revealed to you just yet. That's pretty much the energies I'm feeling here so far for your month. Let's go ahead and take a look at what you're dealing with. What are my Capricorns going to be dealing with here coming into February 2022? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout their February 2022. What are my Capricorns going to be dealing with? And what do we got? We got here Nine of Wands, we got here the Tower, we have here the Queen of Wands, and we have here the Hermit. So, Nine of Wands to the Tower. On an internal level, you feel like everything is falling apart. And that's why you feel so trapped right now, Capricorn. Nothing is going my way, and nothing is working out for me. I keep trying and trying and trying, but every time I try it, it just doesn't happen. I feel like I have to start back from square one all over again. And I feel like this entire process that I'm going through is starting to drain the crap out of me. It's getting to the point where I feel like my life is being drained, So Capricorn, you've been very persistent on something that's been incredibly resistant. And that is a sure way to get yourself pretty emotionally drained, and at some times or some points, even physically drained as well. Give me 1 second, Capricorn. I believe the Queen of Wands fell on the floor. Let me just go pick it up real quick. Thank you very much. So, regardless, Capricorn, you had here the Tower, the Nine of Wands, you also got here the Queen of Wands, and you have here the Hermit. So, with the Queen of Wands to the Hermit card here, it's starting to feel like you're getting more and more demotivated. Based upon what it is you're dealing with, you're now dealing with feeling unmotivated, feeling like no matter what you do, nothing is going to work out for you, nothing's going to work in your favor, so why bother trying, Coming into your February, you're in a place in your life where you just feel really unmotivated to try to make things work because you feel like everything is kind of just resisting what you're trying to do. But I'm going to tell you guys, the solution here for you is going to be to take that path of least resistance. For example, Capricorn, let's say right now you've been very persistent on trying to make a relationship work with somebody. And no matter how many times you've been trying to make that relationship work, you feel as if it always falls apart. Instead of trying to fix that relationship, take the path of least resistance, such as instead of working on it, give it space. Give it room, give it air to breathe, give it time to heal. Maybe in a couple of weeks, by giving some space and some healing, you will start to notice that now the person you're dealing with wants to start to work on things with you because you took that path of least resistance. Instead of being in the pursuit, you gave space, and space created healing, right? So just an example like that is a way that taking the path of least resistance can work in your life. Let's say you've been in the pursuit per se, of getting some sort of job you want. Let's say you want to be a fashion designer for some reason, right? You're a Capricorn, you want to be a fashion designer, you have been pitching your clothing to everybody and anybody that you possibly can. And every time you've been doing it, you feel like everybody's just been shutting down every opportunity that you have been showing them. I think that taking the path of least resistance for you would be, instead of pitching what you got to all these bigger brands, why don't you just start promoting your own brand? Instead of pitching your clothing for other people to promote you, promote yourself, because you're not going to deal with any interference. You're going to simply be promoting yourself. So take the path of least resistance in that aspect would be promoting yourself instead of asking bigger companies and corporations to promote your clothing. So taking the path of least resistance here in your month of February, I feel is what's going to create a lot more opportunities for you to actually get what you wanted all along. For example, going back to the clothing thing, you could pitch your fashion design brand to bigger brands, and sure, maybe they could do a promotion, but sometimes people rather see you build your own work from the ground up rather than just getting a shout out from a bigger corporation. You know, sometimes that may actually work in your favor even better, promoting your own stuff from just yourself and only you, because it may attract a crowd a lot better than if some big, you know, corporation and business just said, hey, go check out this person's fashion design stuff, you know? So at the end of the day, I feel like taking that path of least resistance is going to open up more opportunities for you. Now, I know hearing me say the path of least resistance like a million times in this video might get annoying, but Capricorn, I can't give you guys any promises. I'm probably going to say it a crap load more times. So I'm just throwing that out there because I know I've said it a lot already. I'm probably going to continue to say it even more because that's a lot of what this reading is about. So I'm sorry, Cappy, if hearing that term gets really irritating. There's nothing I can do about it though. So we took a look at what you were dealing with, right? You were dealing with starting to become very unmotivated. It's like, I just feel like the life has been sucked out of me. I'm so drained. I'm so tired of things just not working out for me. Let's see where things are to be going for you though. All right? Where are things going to be going for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout February 2022. Where are things going to be going for Capricorn here? And what do we got? We got here the Five of Cups, we got here the Seven of Swords, we got here the World card, and then we got here the Fool card. So Capricorn, based upon where things are going, considering that you're feeling very demotivated this month, you get to a point where it's like, man, I should just give up, you know? I should just give up, I should just let go of whatever this path is that I want for myself. Whether I'm letting go of the dream of me being a fashion artist, or whether I'm letting go the dream of me and this person working together and having a fantastic relationship, I just feel like I should let it all go. And here's the thing. The universe isn't inherently telling you to let it all go, Capricorn, but instead, they're telling you, back off a little bit. Don't keep chasing after what it is you want. Because sometimes, by chasing after what you want, you can only drive it further and further away. The universe wants you to realize, if it's not working out for you, let me handle it. Maybe I have a better opportunity for you. For example, going back to love, Capricorn, let's say you're chasing after somebody right now, and they're not chasing after you. You're seeing nothing but rejection. Maybe that's because the universe is trying to say to you, Capricorn, I got a better person right over here. If you would take a step back from chasing that one person and do you for a little bit, I can align you to a better person you never thought you'd meet. So that's the thing about rejection's God's protection. If you take a step back and you let the universe do the work for you, you'll be aligned to a better path with the outcome you wanted, but it will be better than what you were going after. So Capricorn, based upon where things are going, it feels to me like you're kind of getting in that very, not necessarily self-deceptive energy, but because you're so demotivated, you're putting yourself down. You know, you're essentially saying, I guess I'm not good enough. I guess I'm not good enough to have what I want. You know, I'm getting so much resistance in my life and I'm just demotivated. I don't feel like I'm good enough. I don't feel like anything's going to work out for me. So you get into this very demotivated place to the point where it makes you want to give up. You know, the Fool card all the way to the World card. It's like, I should just give up and I should focus and do something else. Now, believe it or not, this demotivating energy might be a benefit to a few of you Capricorns, and let me tell you why. Because it's going to make you stop persisting whatever is resisting you. It's going to make you stop pursuing whatever is resisting you. So even though nobody likes being demotivated, maybe in this way, it might actually work out in your favor. Now, regardless of any Capricorns that are watching that feel demotivated right now, I would take the advice of continue to take the path of least resistance. It's not that you can't have what you want, but it's that the universe knows that you deserve better. So, if something's rejecting you, go ahead and go towards a different path. You know, going back to that example of being a fashion designer. If all these big brands are not promoting your stuff, promote your own stuff. Build up a website. Get an Instagram page going. Get all your social media platforms out there and start promoting your own shit. It's probably going to work out better for you, right? So with all that being said, take a different path. Change gears, shift gears instead of doing the same thing. All right? All right, Capricorn. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say. Keep in mind for this portion of the reading, the messages from your guides can resonate to anything we talked about, or it could be a completely randomized message. So, are there any dire or important messages coming in from Capricorn spirit guides, please, throughout February 2022? Are there any dire or important messages coming in from Capricorn spirit guides throughout February 2022. First card out, we got here the Three of Pentacles, we have here the Sun card, we have here the Two of Swords, and we have here the Seven of Wands. Capricorn, Three of Pentacles to the Sun card. You don't have to work hard for happiness sometimes. You know, sometimes you can just simply say, you know what? It's okay to smile. You know what? It's okay to still be happy. You know what? It's okay for not everything to work in my favor, because sometimes what I think is what's best for me may not be what actually is. Maybe the universe does know better, you know? So I feel like that's what your guides are trying to throw out here for you, Capricorn. Coming into your month of February, instead of allowing yourself to be completely disappointed for something not working out for you, just let yourself say, you know what? I'm still working towards a goal of mine. I'm just going to take a different approach. Because that's what it's really all about. That's what Rejection's God's Protection is really all about. It's not about you not getting what you want. It's about you taking a different approach to get something even better that still corresponds with what you've wanted all along, you know? For example, once again, that fashion designer thing. Instead of having big brands promote you, wouldn't you feel better if you promoted yourself and you attracted a whole crowd and you're completely self-made instead of having brands promote your shit? You would feel so much better doing that, right? So taking a different approach to get the result of what you want by changing the path and taking the path of least resistance, it's going to give you a better result that still corresponds with what you want. Does that make sense, Capricorn? So really try to do that, is what your guides are trying to say. And also, we do have here the Two of Swords, and we have here the Seven of Wands. Your guides are also mentioning that you could look at all of this resistance as the universe hates me. The universe doesn't care about me. God doesn't love me. I'm never going to be successful, or the universe is against me. You could look at it in that type of way if you want, but that is simply far from the truth. Your guides want to remind you, try not to be too much on the defense mode and recognize that that power that is within all of us, the universe that is within us and all around us, is always actively seeking out your best interest. It is always actively seeking out your best interest, right? And I think that's something your guides want to remind you about. Like, God fucking got you, bro, okay? Now, you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it anything you resonate with, but God's got you, no matter what. Whatever you want to call God, the universe, God, so on and so forth, the universe is always looking out for your best interest, okay, Capricorn? So I feel like your guides want to remind you of that as well. You can look at it as the universe is against me, the universe hates me, but that's all bullshit. The universe wants what's best for you, and if the universe sees that there's a better path for you to be a part of course they're not going to steer you in the direction of getting a path that's not necessarily what you deserve, especially if you deserve better, okay? So, Capricorn, taking the path of least resistance is going to guide you to a better path that's still going to get you what you want, but it's going to be even better, okay? So make sure that you do that. Let's go ahead and have a look at the overall outcome here for your month. What is going to be the overall outcome here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for February 2022. What do we have for the overall outcome here for Capricorn? And what do we got? We got here the King of Cups, and we also got here the Hierophant. I like that a lot for you. King of Cups to the Hierophant. That's a beautiful energy to see. Hierophant is Taurian energy. You could be connecting with a Taurus or have it somewhere in your chart. But looking at your overall outcome here, Capricorn, you're going to get to a place at the end of February where you realize, holy shit, you know what? I'm actually happy with the way that things are working out for me because I'm still committed to getting what it is that I want, but now I'm going to get what I want in a way that isn't filled with resistance. I can still have what I want, I just need to have a different approach. It's that recognition of the hard work you put in, it's not that it's not paying off, it's that it needs to be directed somewhere else. So Capricorns, with the Hierophant card showing up here for you, this is a card that represents commitment, this is a card that represents hard work, and the King of Cups over here is a card that represents the energy of feeling grounded on an emotional level. So you're coming out at the end of this month being cool, calm, and collected, and realizing that rejection really is God's protection. You're no longer in an energy where you're putting yourself down. You're no longer in an energy where you're saying, the universe hates me. You're recognizing, no, the universe does want the best for me, and I simply have to accept that. So you're going to be moving out of these energies, Capricorn, that are low vibrational, right? The energies of feeling unmotivated, the energies of not feeling good enough, the energies of thinking you're a failure. You're going to be moving out of that by the end of this month, and you're going to come into a grounded place on an emotional level where you recognize, I'm not a failure. I have worked a lot, and my hard work is going to continue to pay off, but it's going to pay off as long as I direct my energy into a different path. I will still get what I want, but it will be even better. So instead of taking the path of least resistance, instead of taking the path of resistance, you're taking the path of least resistance to get what you want, but it's going to be even better than you can ever imagine. So coming at the end of the month here, you feel a lot better emotionally. Coming at the end of the month here, you feel a lot more grounded too. There's no more of these low vibrational energies, and there's no more of this talking down to yourself type of energy getting in the way either. You're simply saying, wow, this whole time, it's not that the universe wasn't granting me my wishes or granting me my manifestations, it's just the universe knew there's a better path for me to take to acquire more, and I gotta go ahead and take that path now. So, Capricorn, the annoying term I've used throughout this entire reading, take the path of least resistance. That is what's going to 110% benefit you the most. That is what's going to get you to a good place here, ending your month in February. So, with all that being said, Capricorn, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it resonates, let me know. Down in the comments down below, shout out to everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. And before I sign off, if you guys want to go ahead and check out the Mercury Survival Candle or the Moving Forward Soap, please do remember that's the first link in the description. If you want to check it out, definitely feel free to. Thank you for tuning in once again, Capricorn, and have a lovely rest of your February, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Much love, Capricorn, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.